Hello, everybody, and welcome to When Can We Play, where the answer is always tonight. Tonight you will be joining us in the world of Blades in the Dark, a wonderful RPG written by John Harper, published by Evil Hat Productions Publishing. Shoot, I should know that. Tonight we will be spending this fine evening in the city of Duskball. A city that has not known the touch of direct sunlight for centuries. Once upon a time, a small mining settlement, it has now become the crown jewel of the empire. A churning mechanism full of powers constantly vying over each other, different classes, different walks of life. It's a beautiful place if you are willing to take what you want. Tonight, we will be following the wonderful, bright lives of three horrifically miserable individuals with tormented pasts. We are joined, of course, by the lovely Victor Rivera, playing Thingama, the engineer and the mad engineer and scientist who is constantly searching out for this alternate fuel to Leviathan blood, the power source for the electric gates around the city that keep out the ghosts and demonic horrors that now swarm the world. Say hi to everyone, Thingama.
Screw the Grey Cloaks!
Ain't that just the thing? And of course, we have Jacob Skinner playing Vega, the ex-noble from the Dagger Isles who had his titles for some reason stripped from him the same night that his father was murdered from a business deal turned to betrayal. Say hi to everyone, Vega.
Oi, I'm just a criminal with daddy issues.
Aren't we all? And last, but of course not least, Paige McCay. Happy birthday, Paige. Paige will be playing the role of Barnum, the tormented acrobat who wields knives and she flips, and pretty sure she might actually be a sociopath by this point. Who knows? Maybe she's just misunderstood. Say hi to everyone, Barnum.
Hi, clearly just misunderstood. And if you want to come find out more, you can come hang out at a workshop and offer some sacrifices to Victor's friends.
Oh, X-Nay on the workshop, that's a secret.
We're hidden.
Thank you so much, you guys, my wonderful, beautiful players. These three have gone on quite an adventure so far. I must say it has been constant flipping back and forth between powers that are much stronger than they are, trying to get a little tiny taste of vengeance. In Thingama's case, he has been trying to do deals on behalf of the Leviathan Hunters just to get some of this alternate essence that they keep dangling in front of him, promising him. On behalf of the Leviathan Hunters, they went to rescue one of their captains that had been kidnapped. In essence, during this rescue mission, some other players entered the game and kidnapped her or rescued her. Who knows? Right under your noses, which Lady Clove, the current head of the Leviathan Hunters after Lord Strangford's assassination, long before the events of this campaign, she was not thrilled with, and has now demanded that you do something about it. Basically, she wants you to meet with the Sparkwrights at some point, who she is pretty sure from her inside sources are the people who took her. Meanwhile, good old Vega has been not really getting much leads towards the person who killed his father, but he did find that a Skurlock Manor was still in the district of Six Towers. Now, Lord Skurlock is the only name that Vega has connected to that fateful night. So, of course, they investigated, and they found that not only was there not a Lord Skurlock in this place, there was instead this weird monstrosity, this Frankenstein-like beast that spoke only an iambic pentameter. That quickly the group realized was actually a misunderstood creature that was quite lonely and liked to put on stage shows for his little puppet theater inside the manor. now you guys have found through a score in which you are accosted by the Grey Cloaks that he is able to commune with ghosts around the city. Who knows how that'll pay off. Now, as for the Grey Cloaks, the wonderful Grey Cloaks. Now, it started with Barnum finding out that the second in command of the Grey Cloaks was none other than Hutch, the very ringleader, so to speak, of the gang that burned down her family's circus with them inside so long ago. The first target on her quest for vengeance. Unfortunately, the leader of the Grey Cloaks, Ness, doesn't seem to like that, though she has taken quite a liking to Barnum. She has, however, despite several pleas that Barnum joins forces with her, accepted that that doesn't seem like it's going to happen. And now the Grey Cloaks have declared open war against this small crew of 3 exceptionally unlucky people. And I think that about covers where we are at this point in the campaign, doesn't it, my friends? Oh, man, when you put it all out there like that in chronological order, it seems like a lot has happened, hasn't it? So I guess that's where we pick up tonight. Can Paige, the birthday figure of tonight, please tell me the name of this episode?
The name of this episode is Huppledepup versus...
Boom, boom. And if we had our sick intro, it would like play here. But just imagine there's a really cool intro with like really sick original music that might be playing right now, done by Bradley Owens of the Bam Bams. The Bam Bams? The
Blam
Bam
Bams.
Blam Blams. Dang it, I do that every time. So,
Bam Bam sounds like it's like a Flintstone cover band.
I thought it was a foot.
Where they
It's
play
not.
rock music.
All right, Victor, you are forbidden from speaking for the rest
Victor,
of...
you can just log off now.
Thank you. It's
No.
been a great night.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll see
kidding.
you.
I love your eccentricities, Victor and Thingama. Now, getting back to business in this dark, constantly foggy city that is always in perpetual, at most, sundown, but you don't even get that much. What is our crew up to this fine evening?
Down in Thingama's workshop, Thingama turns to Vega and go, okay, so, Vega, don't be mad at me, first of all.
No promises.
All right. I might have done a few adjustments to your night vision goggles.
You have my attention.
Okay, so they're a lot better than they were. I can see everywhere around me. This will be a boon to all of us.
I feel like I'm looking at... is that an antenna on the top?
Yes, it is.
An antenna on the top? And
Can you explain the antenna?
To be determined. I put it on there, and then I will come up with the function later. But it needed antenna, see?
I'm just gonna look
Oh.
over at Vega and say, well, I think you should just thank him.
so grateful, yeah.
Yeah, that is what I thought. So,
Well, looks like you've got your next project for the goggles.
I think the fact that you went 2 weeks without telling us or showing us this is absolutely exceptional. Thingama. That was Thingama's inner voice saying that to himself.
It
Pretty
sounds
incredible.
a little like a Mario character.
wow,
Wow.
Oh.
it's a me, a Thingama.
That's honestly very impressive.
Okay, I want to say I see those. I tell Vega they should thank him, and then I'm gonna go over and look at them a little bit closer.
Great. So, you know how in the dark there are like cave fishes that don't have eyes? Well, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times better than them.
I didn't know that was a bar we were trying to get over.
Mm-hmm.
And I think while I'm just watching Barnum mess around with Thingama's new goggles. I'm just kind of in the back. So, I don't know about you, but I'm just itching to steal, honestly.
Stealing.
Not even a particular reason behind it. I think I just want the rush.
Well, we need money. We need a lot more money than we have currently.
That we do.
I spent a lot on these. Let's just say a lot. Okay.
Oh, see, now I'm pissed.
Oh. Hey, so.
I think it was an apt investment.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So, what do you want to steal? Where do you want to steal from?
Ooh. Because I'm a professional player who knows all the rules of this game, I want to steal from an enemy of our enemy.
That's interesting. Okay, do you have any particular enemies in mind?
Don't we have this war issue that we have to kind of settle?
Yes, the
You're
Grey
weird.
Cloak are absolutely your sworn enemy at moment. Their only enemies you really know of are the Bluecoats. And of course, the Leviathan Hunters. Because the Grey Cloaks were a group of Bluecoats that were framed for something Lord Strangford had been involved in before his assassination long ago.
Well, I also think I misspoke. I meant a friend of our enemy. Apologies.
Yeah, I was going to say an enemy of your enemy would just be more of your enemies, so that sounds fine.
An enemy of our enemy would be a friend of ours, right?
Let's not steal from our friends, because we have like 2.
All right, I'll say...
Friend of our enemy, I'm sorry.
I'll say at this point you receive something that normally would shock you at best, at worst. However you want to look at it, you hear a knock at the door of Thingama's workshop.
Who is it?
It's me, darling. Open. And of course, it is the voice of your group's ally.
Oh,
I've forgotten her name. I'm blanking here.
Adelaide. Not Adelaide.
Adelaide. It is Adelaide. Yes, Adelaide. Absolutely.
I'm gonna say, ooh, and I'm just gonna go open the door.
You open it, and she is standing there looking, of course, lovely and way too decadent to be out here in Six Towers. She looks like she might have belonged here about 100 years ago when it was in its heyday. As it stands, however, she's trying to dress as a scoundrel. She has like a black robe, but it's way too elegant. It's made of like some sort of silk, and it's got like laces on it, and she's got like gold bangle. She stands out like a sore thumb, and she says, "Hello, my love." And Barnum, she's never treated you like a freak. She's always treated you just like any other business associate. And she holds out her hand for you, delicately.
In a very overzealous style, I'm going to bow and take her hand. You're a bit overdressed for the occasion.
You're a bit overmannered for the environment, but I like it.
My lady.
And like a mom to her child, she just boops you on the nose and then walks on by and says, "Robert Everett, your name is Everett, right? Tell me it's Everett."
good job, dude.
I got it! I always
No.
get it wrong.
It's Vincent.
Stop it.
Don't do this to me. All right, Vincent Valentine. No! All right, so she, of course, in turn holds out her hand to each of you. And she says, "I bring company with me, don't be startled." And walking behind her is, of course, Vega's close friend, the young noble Rosalind, who is much less experienced than Adelaide and a little less confident. She seems very uncomfortable in this environment. She sees Vega and she nods, not acting too familiar. She's trying to act very business professional. And then a third figure comes in behind them. This guy you don't know. It's just some sort of sandy blonde-haired, kind of a youth-faced guy. He looks kind of scrawny. He looks like he belongs. He has a black cloak around him, and he comes in looking extremely marveled at everything in this workshop. Now, for our viewers who haven't joined us before, Thingama's workshop is our headquarters underneath Six Towers District. Nice and quiet, normally unknown to anyone, but of course, Adelaide, who got this little band together in the first place. This guy walks in and he immediately starts reaching out to touch along the pipes on the wall, looking at the circuitry. He's...
Don't lose a finger.
Yeah, no, some of that bites.
Oh yeah, no, of course, this is really good. Is this all Sparkcraft that you made?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my knife out and just look at him and go, hands to yourself, stand in the middle of the room.
Honestly, you're gonna lose less fingers if you deal with her than, touching all of this stuff, so.
And Adelaide says, my dear, socialize later. Business now. And he says, right, sorry, hey, hi. And he holds out his hand, like in between all three of you, just kind of waiting.
I sniff it.
I slap Thingama's hand away.
I just
shake this guy's hand.
I just take my knife out. No touching.
Right. So, sorry. Okay, look, my boss wants your help.
Who's your boss?
Are we dogs to be called?
No. We're gonna, you're gonna get something out of it. We have, and this guy is, frankly put, he seems kind of a little too dweebish to be here. That's a mean word, but the point is he's scrawny and not tough in the slightest, and he looks like what he would be like a game master or something. But he looks at all of you and he says, "No, my boss, she knows Lady Adelaide here, and Lady Adelaide said that my boss would want to." And Adelaide says, "Darling, she's not really going to cut you. Fanny, dear, the knife, please."
Yet. And then I just toss it and put it up.
Oi,
Okay.
mate, a word of advice. Speak with confidence, it'll get you a lot farther.
My name is Samuel. I am a Sparkwright for, the Sparkwrights. I work on the fence. My boss is, and he looks at Thingama, and he says, well, you, Mr. Cog, she says she already knows you, Una Ferros. Which, Victor, you haven't been introduced to yet, but Thingama, with his academic background, would arguably at least know of her. She is an instructor at Charterhall University, and she is known as the head of Sparkcraft at the university. A very esteemed figure. He says, she has some information that could really benefit you. We've heard rumors that, that the Leviathan Hunters have some kind of hold on you too.
Yes, that is accurate.
Well, see, we're officially allied with them, but the thing is, we can't exactly, we're not friendly with them. They keep making our engineers disappear. Every time we get close to finding an alternate fuel source to Leviathan blood, they vanish. Which you, Mr. Cog, I know, I was told, I don't know you personally, but I was told that you are interested in that also.
I am. And is this regard retaliation where you made one of their captains disappear?
No. This is something different. This is an opportunity that a new ally gave us.
Well, I'd like to know who we're working with, so who is this new ally?
She isn't here. She said that working with criminals was dangerous, especially ones without much reputation.
You should listen to women more.
But it's Lady Ankiat, the captain that I and my associate that's not here, we rescued her the night that you.
Oh!
Yeah, you see, we've technically.
I recognize your face.
Yeah, I almost died.
It happens from time to time. You get used to it.
Oh, cool. And Adelaide is just impatiently like looking at him. He's like, right. So, she'll meet with you if you guys agree to it first. Is the thing.
So let me get you straight. We're meeting with an ally of yours?
Yes, Lady Ankiat. She has a plan. She's
okay. We're meeting with Lady Ankiat.
Oh, okay. Really? Oh, okay.
Wait. Thingama. What say you about all of this?
I want to do it!
Then we do it.
And just like that, we shall change scenes to a segment just on the wall of the city. It is kind of it seems like a cobblestone addition, an addendum to one of the wall sections. It's a 2-story, it seems almost like a shed stacked on top of a shed with a staircase going around it. Like a really haphazard watchtower maybe. But anyway, he leads you here. It seems very out of the way. There's no light sources in the area leading up to it or around it. And coming inside, you hear immediately, Thingama, you hear just in the distance, almost underground, the very familiar sounds of Sparkcraft cackling and gears turning and clicking. And that doesn't make sense. This is an office. You walk into an office, and he says, and Samuel walks by and he says, yeah, state of the art. Watch this. And he walks up to a small table with a set of tomes on it. And he puts his hands on either side and slides the tome across the desk. But as he does so, it doesn't make a book slidey swooshy sound. It goes. As he does it, the entire wall that he was in, he takes a couple steps back deliberately. He holds out his hands so you guys don't walk forward. The entire floor and wall caves backwards a few inches, and then the whole thing rotates 180 degrees, leaving 2 slits that you guys can walk into the wall. And he says, "Be careful. It just goes down. It's really steep." Okay.
Fascinating. Yes.
I'm glad you think so. I helped design this.
Samuel, this is marvelous engineering. The mechanics are magnificent.
You really think so? Thank you. All I get here is criticism. Sorry. We have to.
We'll talk shop later.
Yeah. Yes. Come on. And he starts leading the way down. You hear the clink, 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 clink as his feet start hammering. And as you guys walk down, you do in fact have to be quite careful. Thingama might be a little more comfortable because he's smaller, but this stairwell is extraordinarily narrow. Like the rails are touching your hips on either side as you walk down, and you have to squat your head in order not to slam it on the corner of the step above that you just came down from. But as you go down, you start to see a blue glow coming into view. And as you get lower and lower, the staircase seems far too long, or maybe it's just how long it takes to go down with how short steps you have to take. Either way, as you get closer to this glow, you start to see shapes in it. You start to see tables and desks and shelves and people walking amongst all of it. And the staircase ends at the bottom, just on flat metallic floor. Your feet go clank, clank as you touch this ground. And looking around you, surrounding you, there are just, this almost puts the workshop to shame, where the workshop has, pipes and cables and rustic old basement type equipment. This is state of the art. This is the most modern technology possibly in the world at this point, from what you can tell. Everything is sleek and smooth and designed with really nice finished metals, and everything is designed with purpose instead of haphazardly slung together. And all of the people running around talking to each other excitedly, they all seem like they're in the middle of some important stuff, whatever it could be. Some have papers that are flying out of hand, some have briefcases that they drop when they knock into each other. And it looks like it might be maybe you don't know, maybe 20, 30 people running around. But you get down, and immediately Samuel starts looking around and says, "Oh, there she is. Come on." And he starts leading you towards this, what looks like just basically a planning table. And you walk up to it, and this brown-skinned, dark-haired woman, she looks young. And Vega, you immediately recognize her because you found her in her cell the night that you guys helped rescue her. This is Lady Ankiat. However, she looks, of course, much more nourished now and much more lively than when you had found her. She is talking excitedly to another woman who has her hair tied up in a ponytail on the back, and she has just this scowl. She has kind of that librarian sternness on her face, the pursed lips. She looks like she's intently listening to what Lady Ankiat says. And you guys walk up, and she says, "Oh, Samuel." And she looks immediately at Robert and says, "Robert Cogg."
Lady, that is correct.
No, I'm Uniferos. We haven't met before. This is Lady Ankiat. And she gestures towards the young woman, and she says, "Yeah, hi. Oh, you guys are the ones who..." And she looks at Uniferos, who nods, and she says, "My heroes." And she walks up and immediately claps, just two of you that are near, she just claps you on the shoulders both and says, "I heard what you did that night to help my friends get me out there. That was bold, an entire warehouse full. How did you do it?"
Glad to see you're doing better.
Yeah, much, much better, thanks to you. And she stops on Barnum and she says, "Hi.
Hi.
You must be the muscle."
Always. You must be the princess.
The princess? I like that a lot. Hopefully one day, if all things go well. So you're the crew that's going to be helping.
Whoa. Keep it in your pants.
Of course. Let's get to business. And immediately she walks over to the table. And the table is, of course, a detailed blueprint of Duskball. It has all kinds of matrices and lines and charts and little handwritten scribbled notes in the tiniest, most microscopic handwriting. And she says, "So, I've heard that you all have..." How did you put it, Samuel? And he blushes and says, "They have some of the weirdest and deadliest stuff I've ever seen people on the streets with." And they
lean over to Vega and say, "He's just talking about me."
I'm mostly talking about the one with the knives. She killed a lot of them that night. And Lady Ankiat says, "Oh."
I just look at her and I wink and I go, "More to come."
Okay. That could be useful. Well, I have a proposition for you. And Uniferos says, "Oh my goodness, all you scoundrels with your talk of propositions and deals. We need you to go to an underground bunker that belongs to the Leviathan hunters and destroy," and Lady Anka peeps in, or steal something And she pauses for a moment, and Lady Ankiat says, unlike anything you have ever seen in your life. Look at this. And she walks over to another desk just behind this planning table. She comes to this planning table and rolls out a scroll in front of you. And what is in front of you, what this details, you can't really begin to fathom. It seems like a hull, as in hulls like the mechanical beings that sometimes roam the city. But it also seems like a ship. It seems like an extremely modified ship. It doesn't have an open top, like the whole thing is almost cylindrical to a degree. And you can make out the portholes and the design in general. All of it seems to resemble some sort of mechanized whale. And it has all kinds of information off to the side regarding personnel capacity, combat capabilities, a lot of question marks around some information. And she says, this is and she looks at Uniferos, and Uniferos looks at Samuel. And Samuel says, it's a weapon I helped design.
It's a whale. You made a whale, Samuel. You made a whale.
It's a whale. It's a whale.
I love it.
Really?
I love it.
Thingama, what do you
Thank
think?
you.
Whale. And then I'm just scouring, I'm super studying all the blueprints and like.
I'm super happy we could get that joke out of the way soon.
I look at Samuel and I say, well, that means he likes it.
So Samuel looks at all of you and tries not to break character for the rest of the game. All right, so Samuel just looks chuffed to bits that you are all just so enamored with this piece. And Unifero says, all right, boy, keep it in your pants. Tell them what they need to know. And he says, yeah, just immediately deflated. Yes, ma'am. I helped design it for the Leviathan Hunters before I found out that they're kind of messed up. The Leviathan Hunters, they're just a big gang. They're just a bunch of crooks and criminals, just a bunch of nobles whose parents gave them everything, and then they were born into. Oh no, Lady Ankiat, I don't mean. And she says, no, don't worry about me. I know exactly what you mean, and I couldn't agree more. Unfortunately, he's absolutely right. Most of the Leviathan Hunter captains are absolute assholes. I couldn't stand to be associated with them anymore. They're also not the most open. That Lady Clavicle, I don't even know how to say her name right. She's shady. Now, Lord Strangford, he had some weird stuff going on, but at least he was honest with the captains. But I don't know what this woman's up to. But this, and she points to the whale blueprint. She says, this was Lady Clav mandated. And Samuel says, yeah, it was all real hush hush, top secret kind of stuff. I don't even know if the Emperor knows about it.
So, what exactly is inside this thing that we need?
Oh man, the question is what isn't in it. We've got 7 different types of oil that we can flame our missiles with that we fire at Leviathans. Okay, see, here's the thing.
Or gray coats, or blue coats, or whoever I might please.
No, that's the problem. And Unifero says nobody should have that kind of destructive power. And Samuel says, yes, this thing, it's bad news, guys. It's not good. I know it sounds awesome, and I mean, it kind of is. It was meant to hunt Leviathans. The Leviathans, I don't know if you know, but they're getting harder to find. They're moving further and further out, and the hunters think, and he looks at Lady Ankia, who says, They're getting smarter. Or they were always smart and they figured out how we're hunting them. But either way, they've learned how to avoid us. And within the year, maybe 2, we won't have any fuel left to power the city. Sorry.
Leviathan hunting is a cruel and unjust thing that we've done to those creatures.
Have you
I
seen
support
Leviathan?
the alternate fuel. But I also want to murder some bluecoats with this thing, so someday I may need to borrow it again.
Okay, time out. Leviathans aren't whales. They're demons. They're like demons.
But we should not be murdering them to get fuel if there are other ways to do it. They're not a renewable resource.
Well, it's them or us, isn't it?
No! What do you think we did in Scotland?
I don't think you quite... And Unifero says, enough! I hear enough of this on my day-to-day job. We're not here to debate philosophy and morality. We're here to do a job, are we not?
To bring it back to the job, I hate to sound like the, how shall I say, shitty mercenary, but one or two things has to happen first to be involved with this. Either we steal what we need and sell it, or we get paid for destroying everything. Either way, there's got to be some kind of value in it for us.
Oh, yeah, and that's Lady Ankia. She says, I'm nobility, baby. I've got money, and I'm gonna pay you guys. I had to leave behind my crew because they weren't my crew. They were appointed. So I don't have a ship. But you guys have a very illegal, off-the-grid ship. Now, if I, perchance, knew the location of this secret hangar that this whale of a problem lies therein, perhaps I could bribe you to do something about it.
I don't consider it a bribe.
Right. Payment for services rendered, whatever the terminology is. I'm behind it.
Bribe's just so low.
What was that, Victor?
I walk up to Unifero, and in a whisper, I go, Miss Farrow, may I speak to you in private?
And she looks at you and says, yes, Mr. Cog, I would like that very much, in fact. I've had some words to speak with you.
I want to say, as they walk off, I'm still arguing. I go back to the topic of Lady Ankia. I don't think you have morality to argue about if you don't understand the need to kill bluecoats and not to kill Leviathans.
We can't power the gates keeping demons from killing us on bluecoat blood. And
we could! If you hook enough of them up, we could do it.
That becomes the new long-term project for Barnum. Bluecoat power defense.
I need to live through some trauma in this game today, so I'm gonna need to hook up some bluecoats to this light.
All right, so she allows you to.
Yeah, I just take her like 10 feet away. Like we're close enough with an eye shot, so nothing seems.
Right.
Miss Farrow, how much do you trust Lady Ankia?
Mr. Cog, I will be blunt with you, if I may.
Please.
She is a woman of high esteem, many accolades, and much success in her time in the Leviathan Hunters. But she is still a Leviathan Hunter. And you, a drug-addled, probable psychopath, I find much more trustable. Perhaps I'm used to the type from academia.
Well, as if you are as aware of my body of work as I am of your instruction in Charter Hall, then I would agree with wholeheartedly with everything you just said.
Oh, Mr. Cog, I'm afraid that your story is much less of a secret than you think it is. And she reaches out a hand on your shoulder, and it's not even patronizing. It's almost like
Consoling?
I don't know the word. I'm blanking hardcore. Colleague. There we go. Colleague to colleague. She looks at you and says, "The human brain is just another connected network of electricity. Whatever ails you isn't an ailment, Cog. It's just a new perception you haven't mastered yet."
I agree, it is a debilitating disease at times, but...
Oh, yes. You terrify me. I expect that you might take that wrench upside my head any moment. But we all take our chances in Duskfall, don't we?
Definitely. It is, as you said, a dangerous place. Second, how close are the Sparkwrights to developing the alternative fuel? How real is the Leviathan threat, and how close are you?
As the lady said, within 2 years, possibly much sooner, we will run out of incoming Leviathan blood and shall be running off of our surplus. I believe this is a very pressing matter that we have not made nearly enough progress in.
If I may, if this assignment goes well, I would like to assist what scattered investigations I have uncovered in my own scientific work to aid in your ventures.
Well, granted that neither myself nor Samuel dies, progress should keep at a pace, and you are absolutely welcome to join this endeavor. If you prove yourself trustable, an ally to the Sparkwrights.
Yes, to the Sparkwrights.
All right, my friends. So the deal is you've got a hangar, and inside the hangar is this mechanized whale just waiting at a dock. So inside there is a center, like actually in the center, a sort of and I am just so, because this is a very improvisational game, right? I wasn't emotionally prepared for this. So there's a center that's centered in the center. And it has one single core sparky thingy. One core component. That essentially is the device that converts the fuel into, well, basically burns the fuel. It's the activator for the fuel. Remove it or destroy it, the ship just needs a new one. That'll only temporarily debilitate it. Now, inside from that core, an explosion would absolutely do significant enough damage that it would be considered a lost project. They'd have to essentially start from scrap. So,
which they could not do because they don't have Samuel anymore.
So, my question to you guys is, what's your plan?
I ask around, is everyone down here Sparkwrights? The 20 to 30 other people running around?
Yes, they are all employees.
Excellent. Miss Farrow, if we were to bring back some of these mechanical devices, would we be compensated for it, or was that discussed earlier with Lady Ankia?
Yes, she will be providing the funds for this mission. It was her mission that she brought to us. We just very much do not want the Leviathan Hunters having that power. We know the Emperor's tendency towards, well, expanding our glorious empire. So basically, you're going to get mad money on completion. She's offering you the equivalent of...
You can come up with it afterwards, depending on how you do. I don't want to...
Victor's
right.
like, I don't want to lock you into a short number.
I was gonna pick like a big old number, but if you want me to just
That's great. Like,
pick a much smaller.
You never know if we're gonna get a new boat or something, though. You know what I mean?
All right, I'll say their condition for her giving you coin is if that boat is no longer usable by the Leviathan hunters, whatever that means for you guys in terms of what actions you take, she will give you. Oh boy, hold on. She will give you. I don't know. This number just keeps rattling off in my head. This is way too much. This is way too generous. 9 coin. Yep, that's like outrageously rich, mind you. Like economy wise, like lore wise in the game, 8 coin. That's. So I'm probably gonna kill you on this score. So
We're looking at a Bezos amount of money right now.
it's an obnoxious amount of money.
All right. Well, is a small loan of $1 million kind of money?
Yeah, essentially. For being real.
This sounds like Barnum's gonna get to use their rec finally.
All right.
I'd love to hear Lady Ankiat give us kind of an estimate, and I'm just like sitting there smoking a cigarette, not even looking at her, just leaned against the table, and she says, whatever the amount is, and I'm just, and I suck a fucking lit cigarette down my throat and have to spit it back up.
And
when he does that, I just look and say, keep it in your pants, Vega.
and one of the scientists walking by says, "No, keep it out of here." And she points up to a sign that says "No smoking."
I meant the
And she just walks off, busy with something more important.
So, my question to you two is, do we want to steal or do we want to destroy?
I want to destroy it all.
Okay, I know this is a very narrative freeform game, but if your plan is to steal it, you do have to think about where you are going to hide essentially a warship shaped like a whale.
I meant like the innards, like stealing.
The guts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
You
sell
can take whatever you want if we
mechanized
can.
whale guts.
You can take whatever you want from the inside as long as you let me blow it up and everything it loves and has to do.
Seven different types of oil, you said, Samuel?
Yeah. It's a multi-purpose.
Amazing. I could do many things with 7 things.
Oh man, you don't understand. Like, if you had this thing. I mean, if you had it, no offense, you seem like the kind of, and he's now choosing his words delicately.
Seem like what, Samuel?
Like, you do a great job.
Yep. And I just walk off.
Just a little character flavor, I'm studying everything about the map, including the, like, I would imagine the front of it, like the eyes specifically.
It's got eyes.
It's got eyes. Cool.
It's got like whaley.
I'm comparing their design to my mechanical eye that I built on shrooms many
Yeah, yours is better, obviously. As we left off, our crew had just been contacted by Lady Ankiat, one of the Leviathan hunter captains, who recently cut ties with the Leviathan hunters to begin assisting the Sparkwrights, the organization responsible for maintaining the electric fence that surrounds and protects the city from all the demons and ghosts that swarm the outside world. Lady Ankiat came to our crew after having been connected through some mutual friends, and basically she wants you to go in and stop either destroying, stealing, or otherwise incapacitating or getting rid of a war machine that the Leviathan hunters have kept under lock and key. This war machine is shaped like a large metallic whale, and Samuel, one of the engineers of it, who now is a Sparkwright, informs you that it is packed to the gill with weaponry. Do whales have gills? Is that a thing? Was that a good pun? Was that good? I have no idea. I don't. This is the blowhole. I don't. But they assured you that you would be paid handsomely for accomplishing this task. So, my friends, my crew, what is your plan?
Killer Clown said, "Kill everybody. Let's do it. Assault." Stealthy little sneaky McSneakerton over here said, "No, stealth."
I just feel like I have all these reg attributes. They should be utilized. But I'm okay with stealth.
For saying the category of the plan, either assault or stealth, that only flavors how we kind of get in, right?
Yes, in essence, the scene itself. What kind of scene is it about to be? Is this going to be the scene where they assault the base? Is this going to be the scene where they stealth in? Is this going to be the scene where they consort with I don't know.
Okay, because I think we can try and stealth in, but then we blow over.
As long as you don't let me
I don't think.
wreck some shit, alright?
Okay, birthday clown, we got you.
Edwin, I have also an out of character question, for our audience. The, Leviathan hunters work for the Emperor?
Yes, they are technically it's a nobility-owned entity, but yeah, the nobility is underneath the Emperor. The Emperor gives the nobility their power.
Okay, cool.
Because underneath the Emperor is, oh man, y'all are making me get deep in the lore. There's like a head dude. No, there is a council of the city that answers to the Emperor ultimately.
City council?
It counts.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. But I'm cool with stealth.
Yes, I believe stealth is what we all want to do.
Let us do some stealth then. I would love some stealth. So, we have our plan. What is the detail? The point of infiltration.
Can I do a roll where I talk to Samuel about some of the specifics?
What you mean?
Like, in order for us to gain the knowledge, like, okay, so
gather some information.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. What kind of information are you hoping to gather, young Victor Rivera / Robert Thingamacog?
Well, for example, like, is it underwater? Like, is it parked in a dock? Is it?
Well, luckily for you, for that stuff, you won't need a gather information roll because he will just tell you that information. It is in a hangar of sorts. It's basically, okay, how do I describe a water hangar since I don't know nautical terminology? Think like a really big garage, right? Like really big, but instead of like a floor, it's got like water.
Why is Jake talking?
And Jake is a
Kiss my white ass.
But basically, it has a small, like, think like evil villain lair. Like, it's got like a tall upper portion that leads down a stairwell into the dock portion where the whale is parked, basically half submerged, half
like a dock.
Yeah, but it's like hidden in a recess that has, in theory, closable steel doors.
I'm thinking underwater cave kind of type.
Cave kind of type of dealy. Yeah. It's an underwater cave.
Do we know if it's
submarine? It's a submarine. It's an underwater cave. You can only reach it from underwater. I don't know. I don't know what
It's getting worse. Okay.
On a full moon. What?
And it's BioShock 3 in the air also.
Yeah, you have to climb the rocket and go.
Yes.
Is it guarded?
Yes, absolutely. It's a military Leviathan hunter. And the military is a separate body from the Leviathan hunters. So when I say military, I don't mean literal. But yeah, it's decked. It's going to be decked with some dudes. They got not only the crew that is working on still the whale and operating it in day-to-day or getting ready to crew it or what have you. But yeah, they'll have some just good old-fashioned guards. They're the Leviathan hunters. They've got swordsmen and riflemen aplenty.
They got dudes on deck.
Dudes on deck. Don't know why.
That's the title of this episode now.
I feel like the painfully obvious point of infiltration here is the blowhole.
I knew you were going to say the blowhole.
And I want to avoid it. So I'd like to make a point of infiltration through the eye.
Ooh, that's cool.
The eye.
I agree with that.
I do too.
Ah.
I still like the blowhole, but I will defer to the group.
Is that what she said? All right, so
Anymore.
and that, my audience, is how you lose a player's trust in one sentence. All right, so our engagement roll. Is this operation particularly bold or daring? Now, for the audience, we make an engagement roll for the score to see how it goes coming in. They start off with 1 die by default. So my question, is this operation bold or daring?
Yes.
Yes! Yes, it is! You get another die. Is it complex or contingent on many factors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so back down to 1 die. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
I think our point of infiltration does that. We're not just waltzing through the front door, we're sneaking in.
You can go to the eye, man.
Yeah.
All right. So that's going to be 2 dice. Does your friends or contacts provide insight for? Yes, that's a die. Are there any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? Let me think.
I mean,
We're like inside an enemy's base of operation.
We're not. The Leviathan hunters aren't our enemies, are they?
no. So, well,
They're
no.
rivals-ish, but not. No, I think officially not even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say no. You're going to have your 3 dice. Are there any other elements you want to consider?
Particularly bold or daring.
Thingama really wants it, so that's another die.
So 3 dice. All right, so I'm going to roll 3d6, and we'll take the highest one to see how it goes. So, boom, the highest you rolled was a 5. So, you get in, things are going to be okay. So, our crew is in this underwater lair that you knew the location of because it was provided to you. And upon entering, you do see, in fact, there are guards patrolling up and down the dock. You guys are able to mostly get by. What interests you isn't them, it's this giant mechanical monstrosity in front of you. Now, you would be forgiven for thinking from a distance and in not complete light that it is just a normal whale being held in captivity. It doesn't move. And when the light does catch off of it, it gleams with a metallic shimmer of several points of light shimmering off of the bolts themselves that hold this thing together. Giant, razor-sharp, mechanical teeth come up from the bottom jaw, which is not anatomically correct. That would be something to bring up with Samuel, I guess. But the eye, a porthole on either side of the well, and of course you're taking one of them. The top part is going to be getting to the porthole, and it is welded shut. So that's your situation at this obstacle. Now, if you want to really simplify it as to you guys all have your grappling hooks and you're all at this porthole, but it's not at ground level. Like, it's high up from the dock a good bit.
Well, I feel like the grappling hooks is just a given if that's the case.
Of course. So, yeah, you're all outside this hole. It's about the full size of, I'll say, Jake's body. Vega's full figure could, like, stick his arms and legs all the way out and be standing inside the eye. But the entire thing has just a metal, you've seen portholes before, I'm sure. It is thick steel. How are you guys going to deal with this obstacle? And of course, of course, the pressing issue that makes this risky is the guards that will be patrolling underfoot.
Yes. So Thingama goes, and then I'm choosing 6 for my load, which is heavy. That I can get more sticker. But I would say I will have some like demolition tools in the form of like a little welder flame or something. But what? Have the special ability of saboteur. When you wreck, the work is much quieter than it should be, and the damage is hidden from casual inspection.
My boy.
I love it.
That was so perfect. I can't believe that.
All right, so mind you, demolition tools is 2 boxes. You have to use both of those.
Oh.
But that is a really cool use of your ability. So, go ahead, and it sounds like you're trying to either wreck or tinker. I guess I don't know what you're... so it'd be a wreck, probably?
Yes.
Okay. I'll say your position, as per your engagement roll, would be risky. The effect, because of the combination of your tools allow you to do this action in the first place, but your ability, I'll say it has great effect.
Risky and then great. I'm going to spend 2 stress to make that a true great because I have 1 harm in residual ghost touch. So that won't. And if anyone would like to help me to give me another die to make sure we enter good stress wise, or are y'all?
No,
I'm
I got
pretty
you.
bad on. I'm pretty rough.
Is it 1 or 2 stress?
1, I think, to assist.
I'll give you 1 stress to the assist. So narratively, you hand me one of your other tools. Like, I guess you got like 2 blowtorches, and we're just running around the side, each one cutting all of the bolts.
And I have a devil's bargain for you, if you want it. You can have an extra die to your roll if the demolition tools burn out for the remainder of the score.
Awesome. Heck yeah.
Yeah, as in unusable.
Yeah, for the rest of this.
All right. Go ahead and take your extra die.
Okay.
Okay, then I'm getting rid of my stress. I don't want it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So it's risky, great, and then 1 bonus die if we're doing the devil's bargain and not Jack.
Wait, how many die?
So that'll be 2 plus a third, so 3.
And if Vega takes a stress to assist, that'll be another 1.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Make it 4.
All right.
4.
And how did you say you're assisting? You're basically
Helping me with like the blowtorch, like I can reach
oh man, all of our connection on the stream is dogging up. Oh well. All right. So
do you want to start that real quick? Because this is very good.
Huh? Oh no, we're good. I mean, they can still hear our voices, presumably. So, all right. So you.
So it's risky, great, with 2 extra bonus die.
All right, go for it.
I rolled a 1, a 2, a 4, and a 6.
All right, taking the highest. A 6 means success without the position's consequence. So, without fail, Thingama, you do in fact quietly and deftly slice through. Do you slice through the glass or the metal of this porthole? Just a narrative question.
But probably the metal.
All right, so you slice through it and gently lowering it, you guys manage to grab it together and allow it to slowly slide, and you keep just enough that it's hanging there and replaceable. And you guys slink on inside. And do you replace it behind you?
Yes.
All right, you do so. So I'll say that towards your goal of, let me see, I guess I'll start a clock. No, I'll hold off on the clock until you guys tell me what you're doing next. So, by the way, you are inside this, what seems like a control center for the whale. There's all kinds of knobs and pulleys and levers and glass monitors, basically. And as per the success of your roll, without consequence, there's nobody here currently. What do you do?
Is zooming around, being careful not to touch anything, but admiring all the detail work and trying to figure stuff out.
Oh, this Thingama, this is like something that you would have had concocted in one of your mad fever dreams. This is absolutely bizarro levels of quality and technology that you're witnessing right now. It's beautiful.
All right, so we just blow it up then?
Well, there's something about an engine that we have to get to the engine or something.
Something about the center, and when we get to the center, if that blows up, it blows the whole thing up. I think something about the center.
Yes, that is what I recall saying, yes.
Yeah, the center of
So
it.
we just got to sneak our way to the center, plant a bomb, and get the hell out of here?
That sounds...
Yes.
What do you guys say about killing the lights?
Do we need to?
That's why I asked.
Are there any lights on right now?
Yes, the entire ship is lit. All of the ceilings have electric lighting going throughout.
And you said there's nobody in here, right?
Not in this cockpit type, Star Trek command center-ish type of room.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, if we have the commands, we might as well. Are there ceiling panels?
Ceiling panels? No, not quite how I believe you're thinking.
A way to get up into, like, where we could run above them or get through above.
There are maintenance tunnels and shafts and stuff. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Would that have...
That crawls around in the guts of the ship.
I like that.
Which we do want, which will get us to the center?
Yeah.
So I feel like I think maybe we can combine some ideas here. Let's turn off the lights in the front. Get up in. How about we get up there, turn off the lights, crawl through the guts, get to the center. They're all gonna run to the front. We'll be long gone. We can leave a little surprise up here for them, something fun and maybe tinkery.
That's very good. That's very good. I like this a lot.
Not something necessarily deadly, because that would be no fun for me unless you wanted to leave me here. And we can go off to the center. Bada boom, bada bang, bam, boom. We're home by dinner time.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. We got 9 coin in our pockets. We're home by dinner time. Lady Ankia scattered shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say we open the hatch to the maintenance tunnel.
All right.
As we do, we're gearing up to cut the lights and just jump down into the maintenance tunnel and take off to the center of the whale.
All right. So you're gonna prowl there, or are you gonna tinker those lights first?
First, I'm gonna say.
Rolls, yeah?
First, I'm just gonna say, Thingama, do you have your night vision goggles?
Do I have my night vision goggles?
Our group, Thingama, managed to successfully shut off the lights. He managed to shut off all the lights temporarily on this warship that they're currently sneaking on, and now they're sneaking through the maintenance tunnels. All right, so the consequence you had from the failures of your group prowl roll was I made a clock labeled discovered, and it now has 2 slices because it was a position. However, you do come in your, you do travel to the point on the map that you know is just above the core of the ship. And the heat is just emanating from this room. It is almost overwhelming. But you're able to slide a maintenance panel to the side and look down in this room, and you see it's a big ol', think as stereotypical Star Trek belly of the ship as you can. I'm getting real Star Trek-y today. It's a big
with the Star Trek movie.
I know, right? It was just everything, all the pieces were there.
Yeah.
So in essence, it's a big spherical, completely metallic room. and there's two pronged bases at the top and bottom that meet in the middle together, and in the middle is just a single glass vial that is white hot and just blazing with light. And up against on, I'm going to say in the room, you see someone, you see a person, and he's clad all in completely black leather. And it's completely airtight, it seems. He's got gloves and boots. It's a big old thick jumpsuit. And you see him getting his hands into the side panels, working. He seems to be just working on something. So you guys are in a panel just at the top of this spherical room. What do you do?
So it looks like that is very important, and it looks like if someone were to possibly trip and fall into it, then that might do something big, huh?
Ooh, I think I like where you. Oh, sorry. I think I like where your head's at with
I
that.
think I like your style, boy.
I'm sorry. I was so into the idea, I completely forgot.
Yeah, you were.
So I got an idea. I want to use, where is it? An unusual weapon.
Okay.
Is
Is it gonna be a clamping monkey claw thing? Like, those don't work for that.
I think my
Hey,
idea.
sorry, I'm busting your balls for it. It's just so
Oh
fun.
no, I'm just looking at what can we do now.
I have. This is about to get really Indiana Jonesy,
Awesome.
but I want Vega from where we're at to pull out basically a whip to throw down and latch onto this guy's ankle and yank him up and flip him into the bomb itself.
It's not a bomb.
Well, not the bomb, but like the core.
Core thing?
To
Okay.
yank it, to flip him over and into the tank in which the core sits. Because it seems as though if he falls into that, we can start we can really get something going here.
All right. So I will say. All right. What action would you use for that if you were to try that?
I believe. Let me look. I forget. It would be character sheet.
Because my instinct so far, just knee-jerk instinct. Okay, getting him with the whip, yeah. Pulling him with the whip into the thing, maybe. Doing both of those in one action, seems like almost like it would take a setup action and then the action almost. But you totally can do it all in one action. I'm just thinking I might give it.
I think that's going to be a finesse, if anything.
Or
Go on.
I believe Barnum, in her murder clown, would know a thing or two about either making a noose and we could fish for him, or a lasso.
That's dark.
I was thinking I have I have a manacle and chain that I would probably really like to use on this man.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, is there anybody
What
else in
action
the
are you gonna
room?
use? No, just this one dude.
Can I just jump down?
Well,
Okay.
is it too close to the core where she needs like that heat protection?
I will tell you, yes, it is blazing hot, as in it won't be long before, like, immediately it feels like you walked, like when you open a convection oven right next to your face and the air just blasts you, you feel your body's getting cooked just by opening this panel.
Okay. I'm just looking at things I have that could help.
Because
Could I? Sorry, go ahead. No.
like climbing gear, that could be another like rope situation or grappling hook or
Yeah. Could be like a whole harness situation.
Or from up here, you just throw a bunch of knives at him and kill him, and then
I can murder him if that's what y'all want.
Nice idea.
I kind of like the noose idea.
Now be prepared, and I'm saying this because your characters would know this. Remember, murder equals the arrival of the spirit wardens on the scene at some point. Don't forget that. So that's food for thought. Again, I'm never dissuading or encouraging, but you should know the stakes.
What if alternate? Could I argue that armor could be this thing if I had a flashback where we were prepared to have this stuff?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Flashback. I'll take the 2 stress. Flashback. At one point, I was talking to Samuel. I don't know, just giving him shit, scaring him a little bit, and he had this like black suit on, and I was like, "What is that?" And I liked it, and he was explaining to me what it was, and I was like, "I think we could use that." And Samuel gave it to me.
So here's what I got. So I'm thinking it might have been a narrative, just a hiccup from the improvisational nature of I just made up this hot room. I feel like Samuel would have been like, "Hey, by the way, the core cooks you." So I'll let you go ahead and all right, let's see. And I'll let you get away without burning. You can without burning flashback stress, because the trade-off's going to be you can't use your armor as armor, but you can just tick off your heavy armor, and that'll act as the stuff you need.
Okay.
Okay. Is this for all 3 of us or just one?
Whoever desires to.
I think it's just me at this point.
Yeah, by taking off the heavy armor, that's how you decide that your character brought some heavy armor with you.
Unless, Thingama, you think you would be better for it.
Well, I'll say this. If we're going to go the route of sneaking up on this guy and killing him and throwing his body into this thing, I know the killer clone wants to do it. However, I have a special ability that says if I attack somebody from a hiding place, I get an extra die.
I was thinking, the reason that I was thinking that we might want to have Thingama have the outfit, though, is because we might need to do some work on this, and Thingama would be the one to do that, probably. So it might just make sense to have him do both.
No?
And maybe not kill this dude and just, like, make him shut the fuck up and kind of, like, wrap him up in chains. And so here's my thought.
Two-pronged attack.
I think Thingama has the armor capacity to hold it, Thingama.
Does it have to be the 3?
Okay, so it doesn't super make sense mechanically, but I'll say if Paige is burning that armor slot on her inventory, then it can count towards her load, even though narratively Thingama's using it.
Okay, so I want to say then I get the chains that I have, and I do make a little noose, and I sling it down. I don't want to kill him. I just want to yank him up.
You just want to yank him up by the throat on a chain.
His feet are like
All
just
right.
barely touching the ground.
Well, hey, at least we know what the consequence for failure is.
I want to yank
It's
him
just
up.
Another type of success.
Yeah, I want to yank him up to where we are so I can just shut him up and take his armor.
Huh.
Oh.
For me, and then 2 of us will have armor.
Neato. All right. What action are you using for this?
I think,
Maybe a hunt or a finesse?
let's say a finesse.
All right.
Okay, what's my position?
Position. I'm going to say, let me see. What was your last? I'm going to give this a good old risky standard.
Okay, so that's going to be risky limited because I got stabby guts and shotted guts.
Ooh.
But I will give my... That's fine for that sweet, sweet risky standard.
Yeah.
Does anyone have an extra die they want to roll my way, or
I can. Well, yeah, I can do it.
Victor or Thingama, how do you help me?
I probably like start to figure out the aerodynamics of the room and like the angle and then like the trajectory of your chains going down. And I whisper, okay, now 2 more inches to your left, okay? Yeah, no, 1 more inch to the left, okay? And then 3 inches to the right, and then perfect.
I love that. That is adorable. And I have a devil's bargain to offer.
Okay, I got a 4 and a 1 and a 6 because I already.
You already did it? Well, then you don't need a devil's bargain, do you? Because that 6 succeeds. So you throw your chain and immediately just it tightens around this dude's neck and you yank it. And luckily for him, that padding keeps you from choking him out. It is thick. But you do manage to start roping him and pulling him up while he's kicking and dangling. He's dropped his tools and he is now up at this maintenance shaft. And you can't see his face. He's got some kind of helmet that has like a glass cover on it. And he's just looking at all of you and he's like,
shut up, we're not gonna kill you. And I just tell Vega, take his helmet off.
Take the helmet off. I think he should at least pass out.
You start like yanking the helmet off and it's kind of like just ripping his chin upwards and like snapping his head like around every direction.
Is
and,
this
like,
a Mandalorian situation?
Huh? No, it's a separate helmet. It's just the chain wrapped around like the neck part of the helmet. So kind of.
Just put him to sleep. Put him to sleep.
Okay. I just grab him because I would know this, and I just do the thing I have to get him unconscious. Just.
All right, you grip him, and he is now out cold, just dangling. Like the bottom half of his body is just dangling from a panel at the top of this room.
Pull him back up so we can get his suit off.
All right, so I start taking his suit off, and we figure out his helmet, and then I want to just like basically I have the manacles and chain, and I just wrap him in it and kind of like gag his mouth and everything. I take out one of those really long napkins that clowns have with different colors.
The handkerchiefs, just endless gagging.
And finally, I just take a knife and I cut it in half. Well, that would have gone on forever. And I just.
That's one of my favorite Barnum bits ever.
That's great. Okay, so you've got this unconscious lad on the ground, and you now have his protective thermo armor. What do you do now?
So now I'm gonna put that on. Thingama already has the one that Samuel gave us on. Vega, I need you to help us. I'm going to jump down. I need you to yeet me the Thingama gently. And so he can get whatever you need. Are these the people that hurt you, Thingama?
Yes.
Then they will all die.
I'll just attach my climbing gear to him, hook it to the entrance here, and just let him down.
Perfect. And then I just jump off. Just flip backwards down.
I will click off my climbing gear load.
All right, so you slip on down into this room, and even with the protective gear, it's still warm in here. You still feel a bit like you're cooking inside, but it's not painful. It doesn't feel like it's searing your skin. This room, inside of it, it's somehow even brighter up against the core, which is just a fist-sized glass capsule. What do you guys do?
Now, is the core, like, radiating hot?
Yes. As far as you can tell, it's radiating brightness for sure. You would assume as an engineer, brightness usually means hot, so sure.
I want to tell Vega, if you could go down a few panels down the hallway and watch to see when they're coming, so that I can be ready to murder them.
Okay. And Vega takes off, like crawling back through the maintenance space into just above the next room to keep an eye out on the entrance. And as I do that, I keep when I let Thingama down with the climbing gear, I left it hooked there, but I took the other half of the climbing gear that I used with me and left it hooked into place so that if I see anybody, I can just whip it and it'll clang on the maintenance store.
I like to think it'll yank Thingama just like.
Yeah, okay. If I yank, I tell him before I leave. If you feel me yank twice, it means they're coming.
If you start pulling me off, I gotcha.
All right. All right. So Who's making what action?
Thingama, go ahead. I feel like you know this place better than me. I'm gonna stand at the door and chewy your Han about it and just watch.
All right. So I'm at the panel that he was working on.
Yeah, it's just one of the panels just ripped off the wall, basically.
Yeah. All right. Barnum, either I could finagle with some coolant or something, and then it will, be unpredictable and bad, and then that might do something good, like, in the grand scheme of things. Or I could leave a bomb here.
I like that splody fireworks thing.
Sploddy's very good. Sploddy's very good.
Whatever's gonna do the most destruction and kill the most of these bastards that have done this to you.
I think that's very good. All right, so, Thingama, okay. So, Edwin, you can help me figure out the best way to do this.
Okay.
So, part of my bandolier of alchemicals 3, I can do grenades, 3 grenades, for 1 click of a load. What I want to do is have a timer in that I use a gadget, which will just be a pocket watch, like open face, and then like load it for 5 minutes, and then like as part of the gears go, then it's tied to a piece of string tied to the grenades, and then after 5 minutes, then it'll pull the pins.
Okay, so you want basically a delayed release bomb for after you guys are off of this ship.
Jeez.
All right, awesome. Cool.
And then however you can translate it into gameplay or mechanics, then.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if that should be a present. All right, so so that'll obviously be some sort of tinker roll. I'll say, honestly, controlled standard for that one, because there's no risk factor for it right now. I would almost think that would work better as a flashback roll later. But I don't know. Let's try it. Let's see how I have to flex my GM muscles, I guess. So go ahead and give me if you would like, a tinker roll for that bomb. For the specifics of it anyway. I'm assuming you have the bomb in your inventory.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I would like to mark off bandolier of alchemical, so that's 3 grenades, and then gadget also, because I feel that's.
Yeah. If you're marking off 2 items for that one purpose, this is not rules as written anywhere, I don't think. But I'm gonna cut you slack and say you don't even you don't have to roll for that right now. When it goes off, we'll roll a fortune roll to see how effective it is.
Cool.
But you just burned quite a bit for this to be determined thing, so I'll let you have it. You were able to concoct exactly that type of bomb. How it functions in terms of quality, we will see when it goes off. But that's the case with all your inventions, honestly.
Yes. Delayed gratification.
That's the spirit. All right. What you doing next, friends?
Barnum, we have 5 minutes.
We should go. Wasn't there something you wanted to get?
Well, if we were going to explore more, then maybe, but not now. No, it's more important to blow this up and blow it up quickly.
Okay, I trust you. And then I'm gonna grab the climbing gear above him and yank twice to get Vega's attention.
Ding ding. Yeah, Vega, you feel the rope tug.
And I climb up I just use the rope just a little bit to get back up and then start yanking Thingama up.
All right. So the bomb is set. You guys are leaving the room, the hot room. You're leaving the guy in the maintenance tunnel?
Oh, I'm going to push him out. As we're crawling, I'm going to turn around and just kick him out through it.
You push this college intern looking kid into the core room and seal it behind you.
Now, that's
Savage.
yeah, that's solid. And he's chained up.
Yep.
I
Bye, Big. Bye.
She's got things to work out, okay?
I'm working out some PTSD right now.
She's got, everyone has coping mechanisms.
Summer 2020 did a number on me, okay? I'm just working it out.
Yes, the summer of 221 in Duskfall. It was a tough year. All right, so you guys make down the main. I guess for the simple task of escaping again, that'll be one more group prowl roll. It sounds like you're doing.
Before we escape, I do want to just run through the cockpit. I did the lap earlier, and I'm just going to start like ripping things up and then just putting them in my bag. Like, this is my only opportunity to get all this fabulous technology.
All right, awesome. Ripping out wires and grabbing buttons and knobs.
I'm just gonna look at Thingama and be like, what do I grab?
Anything that's shiny or does not make sense to you.
Great. I just start grabbing probably things that don't matter.
Start touching everything.
I know you steal me all this good stuff.
You grab Barnum grabs a book that says "Understanding the Patriarchy."
I just rip it in half.
All right, that one was for you. Happy birthday. All right, so if you guys are gonna prowl on out of there, who's leading that action?
I suppose I will lead the group prowl.
All right, friends.
So kick in
As
a
is-
stress to make it any better.
I'm sorry.
Can I spend a stress to make it any bonuses or anything?
I don't believe so on a group roll.
Okay.
I don't think.
Prowl. What is our position and effect?
Position and effect. Well, you know, guys, things have just gone. You've rolled so many sixes. I can't concoct a reason for anything less than just a risky position. And standard effect.
Standard. And
Barnum rolled a 6.
Oh, for the group prowl earlier, I should have taken a stress to keep the effect what it was. So I'll do that, and also take a stress to make sure it stays standard effect because I still have stabbed as a level 1 harm.
I have stabby guts and shotted guts, so I'm with you. But I got a 6.
That's
Yes, you did. All right, and
As did I.
all right. So we got so Vega, you take 1 stress because of Thingama's fail. So as you're prowling out, you're climbing out the window. You turn around and you see Thingama. He's still just grabbing shit, throwing it into his bag, and that's where you get that stress.
I think that if Thingama's climbing gear, just a little narrative fuel. I think the climbing gear, we forgot to detach it, so when we see him still grabbing stuff, Vega just like yanks him.
like an abusive dog owner, you just yank him across the ground. That's right. I called you out, whoever you are. Abusive.
I say it's even worse. It's one of those kid leashes.
Yes.
Oh my. I think arguably
yes.
those are more humane because at least it's like around the torso, you know, like
I
Anyway.
support kid leashes.
Anyway, I digress. So point is, you completely treat Thingama like a subhuman as you drag him across the goddamn floor,
As he
like a sack of something. And with that prowl roll, you guys drop one by one out of the eyeball of the whale, and you leave out the same way you can. You go through a tunnel where you're able to get back to the Huppledepup. And
Do we get to see it blow up?
would you like to? I wouldn't stay in the underwater cave
Oh, okay.
while your bomb goes off.
that's a good point.
I will say, as you are in the Huppledepup sailing away, and the Huppledepup is loud with the like the chitty chitty bang bang noises.
Yeah, the jalopy.
That's nothing. It starts with just a small rumbling under your feet, just a small, which is weird because there shouldn't be earthquakes out in the boat. But then it turns into a violent rumbling, and suddenly waves are sloshing up onto the boat, and you hear just a cacophonous series of, and suddenly a screeching, whistling scream sounds off through the sky throughout the entire city as an explosion rocks the docks of Duskfall, and debris and rubble and metal goes so high into the air that you can't see most of it because it disappears into the fog that surrounds the world. And then deafening silence. Bong, bong, and it just keeps ringing.
Oh shit!
Ringing.
It's like music to my ears.
It gets to over 20 gongs by the time you're even in the same canal in Six Towers District that your base is. You guys just murdered a lot of people.
I just want to say, I look at them and go, I'd call that a successful night.
This, I believe, it marks the conclusion of this successful score.
Amazing.
That was so ridiculously successful.
That was so smooth.
Unprecedented for you guys.
What was that one we did where like we literally couldn't catch a break?
Oh, yeah.
Episodes 1 through 4? Yeah.
Yeah. It was the one before we met, or where I met, the one between meeting Bernard and going back to Bernard. It was like my first week back. It was episode 3, and it was just awful.
All right, so and of course you guys are greeted like heroes upon returning back to the Sparkwrights little lair. People clapping you on the back. Lady Yonkyat has brought alcohol, much to the dismay of the of Pharos. Everyone is just overjoyed at this success, and you guys. For you guys, it's just a job you got paid for. A job well done. You fucked over some people you don't like. But for them, it's like the end of Independence Day. Like the blow you just struck to the Leviathan hunters, it was a big one.
Ooh,
So
I wonder how that's gonna affect their like gang stuff in terms
I
of
know. I wonder.
I
So,
don't like that.
let's go ahead and do our payoff for this score. So you guys by default get 2 rep per score. However, the Leviathan hunters are, I believe, a tier 5 gang.
So we just leveled up to tier
got
1 again.
5 rep. So you're back at tier 1. Congratulations. So you're at, hold on, what would it be? Let me see. Because you're at war right now, so your hold has been weakened.
Last time you also said that we, when we level up, then we have to pay for it?
No. Sorry, you get paid for it. When you increase in tier, you get money as a reward.
Okay. I thought last time you were
on
like,
top,
giving you.
Yeah, I was mistaken.
Okay.
on top of the massive payday.
Let me double check.
No, don't double check. That's okay.
No, I insist.
No, really, we insist.
No, seriously, stop. Put the book down.
Look at your own.
All right. Sorry, this is a rule I keep getting incorrect, so I'm looking up to make sure. But
So
all right,
if Mr. John could let us know.
Mr. John Harper could just tell us the rules for the game that.
Hey, John Harper, if you're still watching, you could just let us know real quick.
Yeah,
in the
Let us know
comments.
how much we suck at interpreting this game. Okay. I can't find the
We
development.
can also just do it next. Like we can
Yes.
clarify next episode.
Let's
Yeah,
do
that's fine.
all of the paperwork next episode. I am kind of weirdly tired. So you got 5 rep. Coin. You get 8 coin. And frankly, as far as heat goes, you guys made so much noise, but almost none of it was involving you. So I'm going to give you 2 heat, which is pretty easy on you considering you just blew up a portion. Oh, hold on. All right, and add 1 heat for a high profile or well-connected target. So go ahead and add another heat.
Oh my god.
Clear some of these wanted levels.
Yeah.
Add 1 heat if you're at war with another faction.
So our wanted level is now up to 3.
And add 2 heat if killing was involved.
No, we're gonna wrap up this adventure.
So that would be.
Yeah, I was adding it as you did it.
Oh, sorry. No, that wasn't. Sorry, I'm so tired. That wasn't in addition to that first number. I was breaking it down.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Because I was like,
sorry,
no.
Yeah, no, you didn't just take like 10 heat. No.
It's like,
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. You took 4 heat total. Sorry.
okay, that's. So we do need to get rid of some heat.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go ahead and, of course, roll our entanglements to see how you got screwed. Okay, so what's your wanted level and how much heat do you have?
2 wanted and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All of heat but 1. So however many that is.
All right, so 2d6. I'm rolling from a set of tables that are in the book. So on a 4, demonic notice or show of force. Oh my goodness. Shut up. Okay.
Huh?
You just got so excited.
Is that good or bad? I'm kind of nervous.
Oh, all right.
Show of force, check.
All right, that's it. That was the entanglement. No,
Oh, cool.
GM loses it. That's what it says. GM lose your mind. No, okay, so I'm going to go with demonic notice because I've got something really fun here. So, Vega, where are you hanging out after this score? Like way after?
Way after the score?
Yeah, just like in theory during downtime.
The bar, obviously.
Of course. All right,
Smoking a cigar and having nice, many drinks.
All right, so are you wanting to roll a vice, by the way, for that? Stress?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead. Use that downtime action.
Indulge vice. Go here. You there. Okay. No bonus die. Go. Fox.
All right. So you're drinking at you and Barnum's favorite place, frankly.
Because I'm there, obviously.
No, not this time. Hold on.
I want to be there.
This time. There you go. You reach for your glass, of course, always thinking to the long list of answers that you just are not any closer to. And almost as soon as you think, like you're just thinking to yourself, Skurlock. You go to touch your beer glass again, and it is ice cold all of a sudden. You've been nursing this one for a while, but as you touch it, it's ice cold, like freezer burn cold, as in you have to pull your hand away from it and it sticks a bit cold. And you look down, you look up as if to see if anyone else saw you. The bar's empty. And all the lights are off. All the candles are out. It's almost pitch black in here except for the faint sliver of moonlight that's able to find its way here. And you hear a voice that says, "Oh, I tried to warn you, boy." And you look around and you just don't see who speaks, but you feel a presence watching you, and it says, "I told you, the shadows you chase can only swallow you, boy. Why can't any of you mortals understand a true greater good?" And almost like Here Comes Miss America, he starts walking dramatically down the stairs, like on his feet. This figure that he's not hiding his face. He is quite handsome. He has got that rugged, chiseled jaw that comes to a point with that old aristocratic pointed goatee and the thin mustache that makes him look like he owns some Victorian era business. He wears these weird decorative adorned pauldrons and this vest that it goes all the way down. It's black pinstripe kind of laced with gold. He looks like he probably carries a pocket watch, and he has slicked back completely jet black hair that comes to his shoulder length and is nicely cut at the bottom. And he walks down and he says, Mr. Everett, I believe I've owed you a due conversation.
If I were to call you anything but Skurlock, I think I'd be lying to everyone.
Lying or just wrong, but
Ah,
should be used to that.
fine.
May I sit?
Converse.
And he flips out his coat and he sits down. He isn't carrying a pistol or a sword. He's unarmed as far as you can tell. And he reaches over to the shelves and a glass floats to his hand like a parlor trick. And it slowly floats there and he sets it on the table and then raises his hand again and a scotch from the shelf starts floating to his hand. And he grabs it and sets it on the table, and he pushes both towards you. For you.
Grab the bottle, pour a scotch, pound the rest of my beer, then take the glass, take the shot, set it down, and as I'm pouring my next shot, who are you?
That would take more time to answer than simply saying what I came for. I want to make an arrangement with you, Mr. Vega. Mr. Everett.
Well, it seems you have a lot of power here. Why do you know me?
Because you are one of the many unfortunate mortals who find themselves at the intersection of destiny and despair. All wrought from the machinations of men, of course. Not this time. This time your suffering has cause. But I do know the iron will of many mortals who feel themselves entitled to vengeance. Do you feel yourself entitled to vengeance, Mr. Vega?
I don't think I have to answer that question.
Of course. I merely wish to confirm my suspicions. You must forgive me, it's hard for me to always remember exactly how unpredictable humans can be in their predictability. And of course, he's speaking, it's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. It's like riddles that he's making up. But as he says them, it seems...
What I meant to do with that was actually say that he's 100% correct in assuming all of that. It's like, I don't have to answer that question because you already know the answer. You know this much about me. Go ahead.
Gotcha. Well, he says, I killed your father. And that is an attempt to do as I know mortals prefer and lay it on the table, as it were. I killed your father because I needed your titles instead of you. I needed your titles instead of you because I have plans with that land in the Dagger Isles. Plans, well, that I genuinely don't believe you could comprehend. And as he says that, you see a flicker. All of a sudden, just a bunch of lights all throughout the bar just pulse and then vanish. And you blink your eyes just wondering what the hell that was.
As in he vanished?
No. As in a bunch of lights around the room. And you look at them like the room's empty, right? But for a moment, you blink. And all of them have a bright, glowing silhouette of a person sitting and standing around the bar. And then you blink and they're gone again.
I want you to understand that it is taking everything I have in my body not to put a knife in your throat right now. Because I know, more than likely, wouldn't be very effective. So tell me why in the literal fuck you're here talking to me.
He says, the veil grows thinner in certain places. I wish to tear that veil and travel through it. I wish to leave this plane. I wish to leave this cursed hellscape we call reality. Doesn't that sound nice?
You sound like a psychopath.
And again, all of those lights, all those silhouetted figures flash and like surge. And a figure next to you says, "Yeah, gilad not." And you turn, and looking up at you is this rugged, handsome-looking gentleman, and he raises his glass. And you have to blink for a moment because he almost looks like you could swear. And then all of the lights vanish again. And he says, "This world is headed for a reckoning, whether you're prepared or not. I'm impatient. I do not wish to wait and outlast you. My goals must come sooner. I tell you all of this because you can't stop me, of course. You can only inconvenience me and make it take longer. And you can do that. I would rather you didn't. So, I have an arrangement for you. You know...
Toss the next drink back.
You know...
Slam it. Go ahead.
That I have operated within legal parameters in the city as a lord to make it easier for myself. I know that you wish vengeance upon Ketra, the clerk who I manipulated into getting me in a room with your father. You wish her dead, right?
Not quite as much as I'd wish you did.
Of course. But understand you can't kill me. I'm trying to reach an accord here.
Keep talking.
Well, it's quite simple. I will give you all the information about that woman so you can find her and murder her. And you can be fulfilled with your bloodlust. And in return, you'll stop pursuing me or my businesses. It is quite that simple. And next time that I find out you are, I'll kill someone very dear to you. Because with mortals, I know that's 50-50. Either going to make them give up or try harder, but I could always kill more. What do you say?
I don't even pour another glass. I'm just drinking from the bottle.
You hear a voice peep up, and it sounds like your own voice. And it says, "God hand no." And then you turn around and there's no one there. Carry on.
You know as well as I do that can't happen. It simply can't. Because you made one crucial mistake in telling me that You're the dirty rat bastard that did this.
So I take it you don't wish to reach this agreement.
Oh, no, I'd love to kill Ketra. As a matter of fact, I will. With or without your help.
So you'll continue pursuing me as well?
I don't have a choice.
All right, I'll make it simpler. Renounce your vendetta against me now. Stay away from my operations, or I'll kill Rosalind Callis, the young, noble girl who's taken herself to you. I've watched.
You're putting my conscience in a dirty fucking place. You are.
I apologize. I only mean to make my own interests easier for myself.
Yeah, I know, you selfish prick.
He holds out his hand and he says, I've already spent too much time here. Do we have an agreement or not? Now, narratively, Jake, mechanically, what's going to happen here is basically you can take the arrangement. So officially, the mechanics are accept the bargain or hide until it loses interest, which forfeits 3 rep for your crew, or deal with it another way. Now, I'll say I just shook it up a bit by throwing this little threat into the bargain. So just tell me what you would like to do in response.
Without breaking eye contact and without another word, I shake his hand.
And as you do, all of those bright glowing silhouettes appear around the bar again, but this time they're a lot more physical. And you turn and you see yourself staring at you, but he's wearing the strangest garb. He's wearing the weirdest clothes. It's almost like a vest kind of thing. He's dressed almost like a homeless traveler of some sort. And you don't understand the language he spoke to you. And then, just like that, everyone's gone again, including Skurlock. And slowly, real people fade back into view, and the bar's full. And it's active, and people are chatting and talking and socializing. It's almost like he was never there. Who knows what consequences that'll have in the future. Who'd like to take a downtime action next?
I would like to go last, please.
Okay.
I can go.
Go on.
I want to indulge vice.
Indulge vice. All right.
Also,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Is splitting up the 8 coin? Would we get 2 coin each, and then 2 for the crew?
That's what I was thinking. If you are okay with that.
That
sounds great to me.
We're such a good team. We work so well together.
What a good team. It's always such a problem in games where the players are supposed to be bad people. It really hurts when the players like each other a lot and work well together. It's such trouble.
We're all best friends here on When Can We Play. Yeah. It's not even an act.
Yeah.
We're the 3 best friends that anyone could have. They're best friends.
All right, so go ahead and roll your indulge vice, a Barnum.
Okay, cool. Where is it?
My heart feels weird.
Oh. Where's my indulge vice and why have I forgotten?
Vega?
I think it'll be just underneath or next to your stress.
Yeah, it's right above stress and trauma.
You're right. I'm just losing my mind. Okay, no bonus die.
So good with it.
I got a 6 and a 5.
Wow, so you lose 5 stress?
It's about time. Barnum's been having a hard time.
This has been an extra good visit to the shock wall. Yeah, Barnum, for the audience, Barnum's vice is that she likes to go up to the electrified gate that surrounds the city and fly a kite, Benjamin Franklin style, into it because she likes the way the electricity feels on her skin. Does that sum it up, Paige?
That does it. It reminds me of, it takes me back to when my family was still alive, because that was part of for our audience, that was part of my circus. Acrobats. I also want to spend a coin or a stress, however that works, to heal a little bit.
Okay.
I know I need probably to get a doctor then.
I believe you don't need to get a doctor because there's one in the house, isn't there, Mr. Thingama?
So I took everyone's blood while you were sleeping.
Naturally.
I
And
did
cloned you.
to it. So Physiker, you can tinker with blood, bones, and bodily humors to treat wounds or stabilize the dying. You may study a malady or a corpse. Everyone in your crew gets +1 die to their healing treatment roll.
So I want to say, just narratively, after the lightning gates, I go back, kind of still smoking a little bit, feeling much better, and I go back to the workshop, and I just I see a table full of little thingies, and I just clear them all off, and I lay down, and I go, Thingama, I still have these stabby guts.
Mm-hmm.
Could you?
Oh, I got you. First of all, they look much better on the floor. Good thinking. Second, and then I grab a staple gun and just...
Awesome. All right, so for the healing roll from behalf of your team member, I could be wrong. Let me double check. I think you roll your crew's tier, but let me see. Recover. Someone has... Oh, Tinker for your Physiker ability. So you'll use a Tinker to see how many successes we get. It'll be a Tinker fortune roll, Thingama.
Okay, so I have 3 dots in Tinker, so roll fortune and then 3 dice.
Yes.
Stop it.
I will also be doing this, by the way.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Nice. You get 3 slices in your healing pie.
Nice.
And you can spend a coin to increase it one more if you want.
I will spend a coin to do that.
All right, that's both of your downtime activities. Vega, you're spending your second to also get stapled up. You walk into the workshop, you see Barnum laying on a table, like pulling up her shirt, while Thingama has this massive staple gun and blood's just squirting out of her, like each staple he makes. But the wound looks healed.
Vega doesn't even say a word. Once everything's said, I just go sit on the table.
He sits, just holds his shirt up, and just waits. Awesome. Thingama's doctor service. Both of you have, as you walk next to each other with your shirts down, you both have almost matching blood stains.
Like a friendship bracelet.
Like a bloody scoundrel friendship bracelet.
What do I do? I like do I do?
Go ahead and roll.
Oh, okay.
So I roll again.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Roll fortune 3 dice. Staple guts 2. Oh.
Nice. All right, 3 slices. 4 if you want to pay a coin.
4, pay the coin. Do it.
All right.
Do it.
Awesome.
No more injury. Go away.
Now, Thingama, what are your downtime activities after having played doctor all day?
So I put a T in Barnum, an H in Vega, and then for me, I'll just do an I to my residual ghost touch. I'll spell out the rest of Thingama soon. But roll fortune 3 die. This is very nice that we get to do this and not spend 100 things.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Man, Thingama's feeling it. I'll say that a bunch of the stuff you stole off the ship was like you are easily able to convert into like medical equipment.
Love it. That is
Like
3
that.
sixes for healing. I love that. So
Right? Devil's
that's-
number.
3 healing slices. I only needed 3, and so my residual ghost touch goes bye-bye. So that's 1. 2, I wanna get everyone around. So Barnum and Vega. Then I'll be okay. So this is just more narration, but I was thinking about it and our team name. So either because the Unfriendly GM said that we got 20 dongs when we were leaving and blowing up the thing, so we can call ourselves 20 dongs. Great reaction so far. Or the Huppledepup crew. Think about it. Let it soak. And then
No.
No. Just right.
What about 20 dawns? That sounds cool. Put dawn.
It was either 20 dongs or 20 bongs.
Let's call it 30 dicks.
30 dicks. Oh, did you see 20 dongs roaming the street last night? It was anyway. We're cutting that right off right now. So then another. Then this will be. I'll spend a coin to do this as like a more narration-y bit. I go up to Lady Ankiat, and like we are in the Sparkwrights like headquarters and stuff. Or no, you know what? I invited her to Thingama's workshop. So I go, so this is the place. And I thought about what you were saying. How you left the Leviathan hunters who are just dastardly people. And that you had a ship, but then it was the Leviathan hunters. And you had a crew, but they were the Leviathan hunters. So, for helping us, I want to give you this. And I turn and gesture towards Doodad, which is the ship that we stole from the Gray Cloaks. It's yours. You can create your own crew. Thank you for helping us.
She holds out a hand and places it on your shoulder and says, I don't know what dark forces brought us together, but thank you. I am thankful to have an ally who, well, no offense, but isn't rich. Simpler motivations, so to speak. I really appreciate it. Really. And she walks up and says, this is kind of an awful ship, though. I'm not going to lie to you. Is this a wreckage? Like, it looks, is that the front demolished? Like, did you smash into a wall? It looks like you smashed into another boat. Wait, this one was smashed into.
It's the best I can do.
She says, oh no, it's beautiful. We're decking this thing out. Thank you.
I just want to say, narratively, me and Vega are in the corner, like in the mid-drink when Thingama brings someone back into the workshop, and we both just like pause and are just out off in the corner watching all of this happen, just very confused, not saying a single word, just like.
She's getting up onto the boat now, walking around it. This makes me feel young again. Hey, do you guys want to be pirates? I always thought about just being like a pirate, but there's not enough ships out there nowadays. Probably not.
As soon as she says that, Vega literally gets up and walks out.
I just want to say that I just like down the beer and put it down, and then follow Vega after a few seconds.
When they both leave, and when Lady Ankiat takes Doodad on a joyride and tests her out on the waters, I would like to spend 2 more coin, and I am broke. 1, to do a hefty amount of drugs to get rid of some stress. That is 5. I am down to 1 stress left. And while I am high to my eyeballs, my last downtime activity, I take out a piece of paper, and instead of the left-handed Thingama chicken scratch, where I make notes and calculations and it's ink blotted and everything, I take the quill in my right hand and write in Robert Cogg's immaculate cursive a letter to Lady Clav, letting her know that Lady Ankiat is now on Doodad, and I will expect my payment shortly.
Cool.
What?
That's cool. That is very cool. That is so uncool. But that's so cool. Sorry. And as he's sealing up that envelope, walking through Duskfall, you see the dilapidated streets. You walk by, people hovered over the burning barrels. You walk through your city carrying this note that's getting you a little closer to what Thingama fucking deserves. And that'll be our closing scene for the session. Roll credits. That moment, Victor, was what I live for. That was so sick. That was so dark. That was straight blades in the dark.
We're getting really dark this session. I love it.
Dude, you did. You guys are like, I don't know what happened. You guys are stressed from last week or something, because this session you were just like, oh, it was so good. All right. Let's do some XP so that we can go to bed. Let's do the crew sheet first, because I have a tendency to forget that. So, did you execute a successful burglary, espionage, robbery, or sabotage operation?
Yes.
XP for the crew.
And that's a level up for the crew.
That's a level up for the crew. And we'll look into that with your tier raise as well for next time. But go ahead and lower it down. That's going to get you another ability, but we'll look at that. So let's make it.
I'm writing that down so that we can remember.
I'm putting it in our notes too in the crew sheet.
So write down crew advancement and tier advancement. Okay. Did you contend with challenges above your current station?
Yes.
Yes.
Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one.
Yes.
And express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
Very, very much.
Awesome, you guys.
I would argue that we may have gotten 2 for that because of the crazy shit that happened to me and also the nonsense that Thingama just pulled.
That was so cool. No, he's getting XP. You don't get shit for that.
Damn it.
All right. Who wants to go first for XP?
I'll go.
Oh yeah, no, go ahead.
All right.
Birthday person first.
Birthday girl. Happy birthday again, Paige.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Jonathan Harper.
Thank you, John Harper.
Right? Oh man, you didn't make my birthday dropping in like that.
What?
So, Barnum, let's go through yours. Did you address a challenge with violence or coercion?
Yes.
Yeah, you did. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
I think so.
How so?
Beliefs, drives, or heritage or background. Well, a couple of times I told Thingama that if anyone ever hurt him, I would kill everyone involved, and I feel like that's a drive for me.
All right.
Yeah, there was a lot of almost murdery, and then you would argue like that's.
And you did the clown bit.
I did do my clown bits.
Even if it was just a bit, it still counts. All right. Did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma?
No.
No, not this session. All right. Awesome. Thank you, Paige McCay. Who's next?
I will go.
All right. Jake Skinner playing Vega. What you got? Did you address a challenge with stealth or evasion?
Yes.
Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Yes.
Did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma?
No.
Okay.
I level up.
Level up for Jake for Vega.
Did
All
you
right.
maybe because of the whole Skurlock thing that happened?
Struggled with issues from my
That wasn't
Okay.
from his vice or trauma. All right, and last but never least, Victor Rivera. Did Thingama address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem?
Yes.
Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Yes.
Yeah, you did! And it was cool! Did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma?
Yes.
How so?
I would argue that beliefs, drives, heritage, background. That's like me offering Una Pharaoh like help with helping the Sparkwrights. And
Oh,
stuff.
the beliefs and drives, that one seems super clear to me.
Yeah.
But your vice or trauma, specifically.
Then me doing all my downtime bullshit, I would argue would be for my vice. Getting the drugs, the Leviathan 100 drugs.
Did you struggle with issues from that this session?
No.
That's the question.
Then
And I am trying to get you, and I got you. You got to answer,
can I say that I got 2 for beliefs, drives, heritage, and background then?
Man, I hella feel like you did, because that was so great, because this was mostly your academic and Sparkwright background related to it anyway. My friends, that was a wonderful session. Who knows what insanity the 20 Huppledepups will get into next. Thank you so much, everyone who joined a view. I hope you guys had a good time. I loved this game. How about my players? Did you guys have an okay time?
Great time.
Wonderful.
Once again, happy birthday, Paige. Thank you so much for being part of our family. And
happy birthday to you.
we're not doing that. All right. And thank you so much to all our When Can We players, anyone watching, anyone who keeps tuning into this show to watch us basically screw around. Join us again next Monday, same time, same cool people, same channel. And until I get to see your beautiful, beautiful usernames again, I very much hope you get a game in this week. Until next time, take care, everybody. Good night.
Thanks.
Bye.
And now we're
Hurry, run! Hurry,
Unfriendly.
run! Go turn it off, Edwin! Hurry! Hurry, run! Go turn it off. We'll keep waving. We'll all keep waving.